Hi, Leo fam. I'm so excited to be talking with you here in this Aquarius season. I'm filming this right before, a few days before the big Leo lunar eclipse on January 31st. I'm feeling the vibes. I'm sure you all are too. It's great energy. I think it's really positive, but you know, it's about cleaning house. It's about getting real. It's about finding peace. And that's, you know, as great as that sounds, it does take energy. Just like anything that's meaningful and powerful, it does take energy. So I'm sure you all are feeling that. But it does start off February with kind of a powerful statement, right? And then, of course, we have the Aquarius lunar eclipse, or partial solar eclipse, sorry, on February 15th. I'm losing my mind right now. Okay, so so we have that Aquarius eclipse on the 15th. So there's your oppositional, the other, right? So our relational house is getting lit up, not only because it's Aquarius season, so it's already 7th house stuff, but because we have also an eclipse with that energy. So this is a month where you're cleaning up old ways of doing relationship. I know we've been talking about it for a long time, and I know I mentioned in the Moon Magic and whatnot that, you know, whatever was going on in August with the big solar eclipse we had in Leo, the big eclipse on January 31st is going to be asking you to close that stuff out, so you might just be feeling some of that energy. For some of you, if you had a great August, it could just be that you're engaging with that more on like the oppositional side of it. For some of you, it's going to be releasing that and feeling refreshed and feeling like you scrubbed that away. Now, one of the note that I have for Leos in February is that, 2017, the last few years have been this big learning curve. And I think especially the last like 6 to 12 months for a lot of Leos, there's been kind of this thing of like training on the mat, like with an ascended master or something. And during that training session, you were just getting beat down, right? Like you would keep getting beat and then just go home bloody and take a hot bath and have to sleep it off. And it was really rough. It was brutal training, right? It was brutal training to learn how to be self-loving, set healthy boundaries, feel that you are choosing yourself over situations or other people or what you feel like you should be doing, right? There were so many things going on there. It was brutal. With these eclipses coming through now's the time where you actually get to practice having mastered a skill set. So it's going to feel a little alien because you're not going to be falling down on your mat. You're going to actually be able to land a punch, so to speak. I mean, not actually, but you're going to be actually able to utilize your skill and hold your own in the arena. And there may be like an eerie feeling to that, which is really positive. But it does mean that you are kind of experimenting with some new territory in February. Heads up with that, but I'm really excited, Leos, because it really is that graduation. Not only did Saturn move into a different part of your charts, our charts, but it also, now we're going through these eclipses that are releasing some more and leaving us with some really great skills that I think you're going to be utilizing this month. So those are the big things going on. Of course, we're in your 7th house during the Aquarius season. Then the sun goes into Pisces. A lot of energy starts going into Pisces throughout February. So that's 8th house energy. And 8th house stuff is always about burning away the old and opening up the new. Really good stuff. But February, I think, is a really, really powerful month for Leos, actually. It's one of those months where if you leverage it right, you can really set yourself up for the rest of the year with a lot of really exciting adventures and a lot of really exciting new opportunities. So it's actually one of those times when I find that if you can get comfortable with the atmosphere around you, if you can get comfortable with that, you can really use it for your advantage. Now, let's look at these cards because I've been shuffling away while I've been telling you about some of these energies I've been picking up from before we even started with the cards. But now here we are. And I do think that your skills are going to be tested. I do, actually. I think, but not in a bad way. Once again, when you have the skills of setting healthy boundaries, when you have the skill of loving on yourself, when you have the skill of choosing yourself and knowing that in caring for yourself, you are better able to serve others and all of those good things that we've been working on for a long time, when something comes in that asks you to utilize it, it's not that difficult, right? You just it's quick and easy. And I'll show you what's going on. I'm doing 3 sets of 3 cards to work our way through the month. And so starting in the month, 8 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and Ace of Swords. So here's something interesting going on here. You know that eclipse in Leo might leave you feeling a little confused about something. Maybe you thought the eclipse was just going to bring you every answer you ever needed about the last 6 months or year, even few years. Maybe you're connected with people or projects that don't have a clear, firm line set up yet as far as what the goals are with the project or the relationship. There may be worries that you are kidding yourself, or that you're unaware of things and you wish you knew more about them, because both of these energies right here, the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, are very in your head, you know, like feeling blind, feeling like you don't know the real story, feeling like you can't make a move because you don't know the real story. You may even feel very distrustful of people. And I think it's a little bit of the eclipse paranoia, like not to get too into that, but you know, sometimes when your energy goes through something like that, it can actually leave you feeling a little more fragile than before, just for a little bit, you know? So when I see this, what I would say as just advice with this energy, first of all, nothing is ever what it seems. So if you start getting in your head about thinking that somebody's doing something behind your back, or a situation is out to get you, or you aren't doing things right, take some breaths, don't act on this, because this energy it's all in your head, right? It's so easy to do this, and we all struggle with this, I think. But when this is coming up, what this is telling me is there is a reality, and it doesn't look like this though. So it would be pointless to start scrambling the pieces around in your life and like touching on everything when this isn't even what it really is. What I will say is just sit back for a little bit at the beginning of the month, and you're going to get really good clarity, because, you know, you have this muddled energy where you don't really know what's going on. You can't really see or act. And then you get communication. You get an answer. You get some kind of clear, direct, focused answer. Now, this can work in a few different ways for you. For some of you, you're going to be hitting up against somebody who brings this energy out in you, who makes you feel like you're blind and tied. And here's where, you know, utilizing your new skills of setting healthy boundaries could really come in. For some of you, you're hitting up against this, you don't like it, and you use this Ace of Swords to make it very clear that you're not putting up with it. That's absolutely a possibility. For some of you, you're getting in your head, you're getting worried because you are used to having to deal with learning this lesson, but this time around, because you have learned your lesson, you have done your homework, you're actually in good hands, and the right thing's going to come through, and you're going to have a great conversation, and the clarity is going to be pristine. But the Ace of Swords is really good, because no matter what this fog is, no matter what this foggy energy is, whether it is somebody who isn't great for you and they like to come in and mess things up, or it's you just having an energetic moment where you're self-doubting, you're coming out on this strong foot where you get your answers, you get clarity, you get communication, you get what you want. So trust that is coming your way. Now, there's something going on here with you guys. Looking back, I think the Aquarius eclipse is going to do something really, both of these eclipses are so personal to Leos. It's just one of those things where the first couple weeks in this month are going to be very reflective, they may feel foggy, quite honestly. They may feel like you don't have a solid foot to stand on and you're not quite sure what's real and what's not. And you may find also you really are going over all these different things you've experienced and putting them to bed, putting them to rest, feeling that you understand them now and you can release them, which is kind of a big, it's kind of that symbolic thing like in the book Emma or in Clueless, which is a interpretation of Emma. There's the scene where they're burning her little mementos of Mr. Elliot in the fire. And I have a little bit of that vibe here because we have the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. So these two right here, these two on either end, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, really interesting energies. These are both very much about looking back over things in two different ways. This one's looking back over all you've accomplished and thinking about where you put your energy and where you want to put your energy. And taking a moment to really make sure that you like where your energy is going. A lot of you may feel this with work. But this could also be about relationships, but life purpose, what you're working on and where you're putting your energy. Are you putting it into things that are rewarding to you, or are you putting them into things that are like leaving you drained and your battery's drained? That's going to be a big theme between these eclipses. I'm going to get to the King of Wands in a second, but he's surrounded here by these sevens, so we've got to address these. The Seven of Swords. This is feeling like you want to leave something behind. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm sorry, you guys. It's not you. I'm a cat. What can I say? Seven of Swords is, it's that feeling like you are, a lot of people like to talk about this as like the Thief card or something like that, but I think this is going back to you kind of feeling like, you have your power back, and I think it's making you uncomfortable. I feel like, what this is? So the King of Wands here is very powerful energy. Maybe that you're hitting up against another fire sign. There may be another fire sign in the midst of this, but this is also, I think, really very much about Leos holding their throne again, having their throne back, finally feeling they can sit on it and make decisions about where they're putting their energy, and there's almost this discomfort, like you're almost like you can see where you need to go next. You know what it is. You know what you really want to be doing with your time and energy, and that's in both work and relationships. You know where things drag you down, and you know where they don't. And there's a lot of energy here that's making it very easy for you to just be like, yep, I'm doing this. But the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords are kind of telling me that there's like discomfort with it. Like you almost feel like you aren't allowed to be at your full power. You're sneaking around. Like, I shouldn't be allowed to have all of this. I shouldn't be allowed to get this reward. I got to look over my shoulder and maybe I will get caught and somebody will call me out and say that I'm an imposter and that I'm not allowed to have all this arsenal. Right? But you are. Same thing with the work. You're not allowed to have done all that work and created all of that. Somehow it's going to be taken anyway. There's like almost a forlorn energy here, you guys, with you feeling that maybe you're not allowed to be the powerful person you are. Now, here's what I'm going to say. I think you are going to be hitting up against those moments where you do embody this King of Wands, where you do take the power and you say, yep, this is where I am. And it's going to feel uncomfortable and it's going to feel alien. But if you hold that power, you get to keep the spoils. You get to keep the spoils. You get to keep all this good stuff. And the better stuff is coming along as well. These two sevens here, sevens are a number of growth. Like the cards often suggest a point of tension before change, tension before reward. And I think in holding this powerful position here, that's that moment of tension. And normally you wouldn't ride through it because you would give your power away because you want to make other people comfortable, because you're loving and your hearts are huge and it's very hard for you to hold back from giving of the bountiful beings that you are. You're so powerful and in tune and caring that you just constantly want to give of your bounty, even though it's not, you don't, I mean, you do have it all, but you're not supposed to be giving it all away. You're supposed to be taking stuff for yourself, you guys. You got to ride through that. You've got to ride through that. You've got to take this for yourself. Oh my gosh, will it blow people's minds when you do that? They won't know what the world is coming to. I tell you what, they will not. And you know, this theme started in January. And I think you were practicing it and you were playing with it. For some reason in February, I feel like you're really getting to use these skills, like just in a more day-to-day framework. Now let's look at the last 3 cards. This to me is like, oh my gosh, you had so much growth just in that eclipse season. We hit Pisces season. We're in this, I think, a very romantic, beautiful, very powerful energy for Leos. Really can be so utilized for exactly what you want to create. But the last week of this month, like once we're in Pisces season, there's something really cool happening here. And it's a different pattern than I think you might be used to. And I'm going to show you the 3 cards. We have the Hanged Man, I'm getting these in the right order here. The Hanged Man, the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. Now, there's a theme here in this month because we started off with the 8 of Swords and the Hanged Man. And to me, sometimes these 2 cards, they're related. Like this is the quieter, more mundane version of this. But there's that slowness, right? That moment of quiet where you're not meant to be doing anything. Both of these characters are tied up. This one succumbs to a little bit of the fear and the worry. This one utilizes it to know that everything's coming to him. That even if you have the jeering and misunderstanding and anything else being going on in the world, but you got it. You got it. And I think this is the key card for the month, Leos. You got it. Also the King of Swords, or King of Wands. Also the Ace of Swords. These are all you holding your center against. There are all sorts of little things that want to like get in there and mess around with you. But they don't have any import. They don't have any import. And you are practicing holding this. You are practicing it. The Strength card did not come up in this reading, but Leos, that is your card. Holding that space. And I think the Hanged Man's another iteration of that, right? I think you've got to have this faith in yourself. It's a quiet practice, you know, it's not flashy. However, you get into this zone right here, money and love, success and emotional fulfillment. Page of Pentacles, bringing in some infusion, some good money news. This is a great time to just be combing over your finances and spending some time. Once again, you know, with that 7 of Pentacles energy, combing over what you really want to be spending your energy on. That can sometimes really bring better rewards. So if you shed things that are just draining you or using a lot of your time and not very financially rewarding, this is a great month to reassess that and move some pieces around. And just think about it. Just think about maybe refining or releasing any responsibilities that maybe have not been very reciprocal for you, you know, and that could be tricky for some of you. But Page of Pentacles is some good financial news here, you know, some good health news, some good grounded day-to-day basic news that will just make your life easier. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Now this is romance, man. And this is happening after Valentine's Day. I mean, for some of you out there, I'm sure you have wonderful relationships. And I'm so happy for you guys. But for those of you, and for those of you in those relationships, that's that romance. So maybe spending some time together, or planning a trip together, or just spending that quality home time together. But for those Leos out there looking for relationships, the Knight of Cups is the energy of like professions of love, like poetry, flowers, deep conversations, wonderful phrasing of love. I mean, this is just pure romance. So some of you may be going on some really great dates or having some really deep conversations with somebody you're connected to, or just getting your romance on. I mean, this could be the beginning of something really good, but it really does come out of you choosing not to engage with any of the old patterns. For those of you who, you know, it's easy to get sucked back into old conversations or old patterns or old ways of being or old battles. This month is going to, you might be parsing through some of those and throwing them on the fire, so to speak, but in doing that, in releasing that, you are really opening the door. Now, I'm going to pull one card from my Cosmic Tarot that's going to clarify this a little bit more. Be prepared for a few quiet moments in the month where maybe it'll be a little startling. You're going to be wanting more answers, more information to be coming more quickly. Be prepared for that to happen, for there to be those quiet moments. However, if you can kind of ride that out and hold your power, do your thing, go to the gym, eat some good food, spend time with people you really trust, the things that you really want, they're going to be attracted to you because what are Leos? Leos are ruled by the sun. Leos are leaders and sparkly, shiny, warm beings. You know, they are. They warm up a place. They warm up a whole world. So when you're really in that, in a comfortable way, in that relaxed, quiet way, which is honestly this. I mean, this guy's basically has a sun around his head. It's honestly this. Everything finds you. Just give it a moment to flower. Give it a moment to develop the backbone and the circumstances it needs to come to you. This isn't a month for you to go around trying to get everybody in line. This is a month for you to let everybody else come in line. Oh, the Chariot. That's so good. That's so good. The Chariot is about commitment, right? It's about starting on a new road. Look how exciting the Cosmic Tarot Chariot is too. I mean, this guy is going at full speed, you know, like on an exciting path to a new destination. I do think, I'm getting like butterflies and I'm really excited. I do think that this is the first month where you maybe are seeing the real path you're going to be on. I think it's been opening up slowly. Energetically, it's been opening up, but there's been a little bit of murkiness still on exactly what it's going to be, whether that's like where you're living, the work you're doing, or the relationship you're in. Something about this month is culminating in you getting a really big signal, a really big green light, a really big conversation about the path you're on. Like clear as day. We really start off with the murk a little bit still, right? We're still murky here. And we completely end on a path that you want to be on. So have faith in your own power. It is so powerful when a Leo is holding that. I know we've talked about it a lot, but it's really been the life skills we've been learning in these eclipse cycles. And so it's just coming back again with these eclipses to ask us to do that. So I am going to leave all my info in the description box along with Pink LUNE's gorgeous one-of-a-kind jewelry. Please check her out. 15% off for you all. Keep posted for more details about what I will be working on coming up soon, and I love you all so very much. I'm very excited for this month. It doesn't look maybe super flashy in the cards, but I'm telling you, the rewards when we hit Pisces season, those rewards are going to be good. They're going to be stellar. So keep that in mind if you're feeling a little out of sorts during those, in the window between the eclipses. I'm sending you all my love. I will talk to you in March, and I love you guys. Bye.